Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Catalina Legacy Edition 303 QBCK travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. Your awning. Need plenty of room for that awning to come out on your campsite. Then you're off campsite. Need plenty of room for your slide to come in and out unimpeded, preferably nothing hanging over top of it. Then leave yourself a nice walking path over here, because the next thing I need you to think about is where your power and water connections are. Your power, back right corner, almost to the rear of the unit. Then your water connection is going to be all the way on the rear of your unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. Now, on a unit this long, I recommend with your slide in, measure this out, find your center, put a stick on level on there, and then come up here to your power tongue jack. Have someone watch that level while you raise or lower the unit. Night docking light should you arrive at night, and a manual override right there for that hand crank. That'll get this up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Got our unit level? Let's stabilize it. All four corners of the unit, you have these stabilizing jacks with a 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use an impact driver or drill gun and be down in seconds. I just recommend when you get to the bottom, you slow down. Because remember, these are stabilizing jacks. We're only gonna bring them down until they're taut. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank, stop. I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads for the ground will protect your feet from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Good investment with your 10% off coupon. Run them down just until they're taut, all four corners. Once you feel like you're going to lift the unit, stop. We're stabilizing it. All four corners down. We can hook up our power and water. Big, long 30 amp cord. The way they go on now with these pistol grip, they go into the left and then turn to the right. Once it's on, put your black washer on. At the end of this 30 amp, you need to plug into 110 somewhere. There's a 30 to 110 adapter. Comes your convenience pack. Got our power plugged in. Let's hook up our water. Now we have to bring down our accessory hitch here in order to get to our water supply. Pull out these cotters. Two hands are better than one. Come down here and do the same. Now I like to grab the tire. To grab the tire, you lay this down softly. Draw a steady water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose. If you don't turn your hose on yet, let's find your hot water heater. All right, over here on your campsite, left of your doorway above your tires is your hot water heater. All we're going to do at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug's back in. Throw some plumber's tape around there, get that in there nice and snug, then you can turn on your hose. Now, if your hose has been on for a little while, go inside, open up your water taps. After your water taps have been open, and you've got all the air out of the lines, nice steady flow of water. Go ahead and shut that water off in there, and then you can turn on your hot water heater from in there. There is an on-off electric element. You see it's taped to off. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you're hooked up to 110. Hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Check these valves here. If they're bubbled up, just press them back in. They're reset valves. And then your pressure release valve. All right, let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping somewhere. In that case, we're going to come all the way to the front of your off campsite and fill up your fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two, on the inside where you check the levels of your battery and black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Fill that up. Once that's full, remove your hose, put your cap back on, and then when you want to utilize this water, turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when you're using your city water. That's already pressurized. All right, that about covers everything for power and water to camp. Let me walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Pass-through storage. Freshwater and freshwater drain. Here's where you hook up the cable or satellite at the campsite. Coming around the back of your slide, and your slides, I want to mention they have a lubricant that you can spray on your wipers here that keeps them flexible and pliable. Here's where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. Again, your power. Accessory hitch. You're prepped for a backup camera. You can purchase a Furion backup camera that'll sit on the dash of your tow vehicle. Communicating with this device, give you a backup camera for the unit. You have a spray port here. A outdoor shower with hot and cold water. You can put the handle up here. And then your city water connection again. There's your spare tire. Over here you have your griddle. You press down on both these at the same time to get that to come out. Quick connect LP right there. There's your spray port hose. This hose here will connect to this spray port. Coming down to your campsite, your low point drain for the campsites. A leash link. Black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Your hot water heater again. Prep for a TV out here. Plug in a cable here, a 110 here, or a crock pot on a table with your 110. This is a flue for your furnace. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of this, it will get warm, and make sure nothing's ever blocking it. Outdoor speakers, and that is a vent for your microwave. Continuing down your campsite, your pass-through storage on this side. Again, your battery, your propane does come with a cover. Is on a regulator, simply pointed toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Turns green when gas is on. Battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look inside. As you're going inside, I'm going to mention your awning lights. They don't show up correctly on here because they're actually not flashing right now. They're just blue. But you do have a remote to change that into multi-colors and flashing and strobes and really cool sound lighting system. On your awning, you're only going to want to run that out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your bar. That will, I'll show you, extend itself out past that and run itself up backwards. No one has designed one that'll stop at the proper spot yet. So I'm going to run that back in. Immediately to our left as we come in, as you see, I'm running your awning in. Above that is your slide control. Over here is where you check your battery. Your fresh tank, that's why I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Black and gray tanks. Down here is where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water. Interior lighting, exterior lighting. And I'm going to continue to run that awning back in. Shut that lighting off. And I'll close our door, continue our tour. Immediately at the door, make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To our right as we come in, your television. I just want to mention on the back of your TV, you have this little cable part where that green light. Make sure that green light's on before you run your digital channel scan. That's a digital channel enhancer and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. So that's the storage for your remotes. Turn your TV on. There's feet for your TV if you ever decide to do that. There is.
It's very difficult to...
TV working. Below that, your sound system. Turn that on real quick. Interior, exterior, 2 zones. AM, FM, let's see, FM, a couple of FMs, AMs, Bluetooth compatible, USB, auxiliary, here's your modes, Bluetooth, aux in, nice sound system. Hold that in to shut it off. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you pretty colors here, but the biggest thing, folks, is the heat. Put that heat on high 4, crank the heat up, and if it's chilly in the morning or evening, instead of using your gas, if you're at a campsite, crank this up. It'll get it warm in here in no time. Continue over into the kitchen. What I want to mention on your GE fridge, this is for travel. Make sure this is snapped all the way over so your door won't open here. Pull that around in front of that. That'll lock that in. Over here, that is simply a battery disconnect for your fridge. Hypothetically, you want to defrost your fridge and not shut off everything else in the unit. You can just shut off the battery to the fridge right there. Below that, access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some fuses with you when you go camping. Your self-explanatory microwave. Have your light and a fan down here. Your glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn this to light. Hit your spark. When your gas is on, your flames will come on. Same thing on the oven here. Over here's your oven controls. 110 USB ports. Up here in the cabinet is your Forest River Flagstaff bag, or Forest River Coachman bag. A lot of individual lighting here. Over here on your table, simply wiggle this loose, pull your legs out, put your table on top of these legs all the way around, and that'll give you another sleeping area. Put your cushions on top. Individual lighting here. You have a jackknife sofa over here. Flip that up, flip up the front, and just that quickly you got another sleeping quarters. Lift the front up, pull it back towards you. Over here in the hallway is your thermostat. Turn your AC on. Alright, there's your AC. We'll shut the AC off. Turn on your heat. There's your heat. Now shut the heat off. You'll notice it'll take a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Another 110 down in this corner. There's the culprit over here. This is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mention this is 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are going to be out dry docking, dry camping, and nothing plugged in charging your battery, if you're going to be gone for the whole day and you don't want this to run your battery down, go ahead and use your battery disconnect while you're gone. Back here to your bathroom. A couple things in here. 110 with GFCI reset. You have a hand crank open power exhaust vent in here. And some plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on your plumbing. You're bouncing a house down the road, just make sure things haven't wiggled loose over time. Come back into your bunker room. Turn the lights on here. You're prepped for a TV, cable 110. Of course, those will lay down into a big bed down here. 110 and cables back there. Lighting back here under both bunks. Emergency escape window. And lastly, as we head toward your bedroom, I will mention your smoke alarm right above your TV. Coming back here into the bedroom. 110 with GFC, or 110 with USB ports here. Storage under your bed. You're also prepped for a TV here with a backer here. Cable and 110 here. This bedroom lighting. Top shuts off there. These are individual. And your emergency escape window. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close everything up. So what I like to start by doing is shutting off my interior lights right here. Then I can look around to see if I've left any lighting on. Once all my lighting's off, I'm going to turn this back on over here and say doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Get in. You also have a hand crank open air vent here as well. So I forgot to show you that. See the importance of having that door closed? As this gets in, it's okay to hear that little noise. That's the slide mechanism telling itself not to go in any further. As you exit, make sure that this exterior door is all the way open, otherwise these could catch on it. Set this inside, turn and lock. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn your handle. Your door is ready for travel. At this point, bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our cable, our power, and our water. Come to your low point drain right here for a campsite and dump those. If we are out boondocking, directly underneath the freshwater tank is the dump for that. Once your water's drained, come to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the rest of your hot water out. Close that, otherwise this door won't close, and then you can pull your drain plug. And we can hook up our hitch. Of course, bring up your accessory hatch after you unhook your water. Hook up our hitch and head on up to our dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be behind your rear tires. Hook up your sewage hose. First thing you do is pull your sewer outlet. That's your black handle. Now once it sounds like it's no longer draining, or someone goes inside and holds down the black tank button and it looks like it's empty, grab your water pressure regulator, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station and plug this into your black tank flush. Remember, with that black handle open, turn that on for a good 5 minutes, wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove your hose, make sure the black tank has continued to drain. Once you know it's empty, come back around here and close your black handle and pull your gray handle. Wastewater. That's going to be your sinks and your showers, and that'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Then you can conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right here in your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.